Hello, I'm Jason from StrataGames, and today we are playing some more Pauper, and I have a bit of a confession to make. I have never played Affinity in Pauper before. It's kind of the scourge of the format, and has been no matter what iteration it is, Glitters, Grixis, whatever, and so I generally try to do more homebrew, or at least lesser tier decks, because those are the ones I enjoy a little bit more, but I need some wins so I can get some play points and tickets for some of the janky decks I want to build out of Modern Horizons 3, and this deck looks absolutely insane. So, we're going to be playing it today. It's kind of your normal Grixis Affinity list, but with two new cards from Modern Horizons 3. First one being Refurbished Familiar, 2/1 flyer for just a black mana, and your opponent discards a card when it enters, and if they can't, you draw a card. The other card we get is Sneaky Snacker, not specifically an Affinity payoff, but every time you draw your third card for the turn, it returns from the graveyard to the battlefield. We're adding 8 2/1 flyers, and if you've ever played against a Glinthawk or Core Skyfisher deck, you know a 2-power flyer is enough to get the job done if you have a bunch of other controlling cards around it. We're also playing a couple actual hard counterspells as opposed to Metallic Rebukes, and one Lorien Revealed with 1 island in the deck. This is just a deck list that I ripped from Kalikai's because I know that he has pretty good deck lists. For the sideboard, pretty standard stuff. I actually switched out a couple cards though. Knowing that Affinity is probably going to be the scourge of the format for a little while, I added more artifact removal in the sideboard. We had the 2 Gorilla Shamans, but then I think there was a Breath Weapon and some other card that was irrelevant. So I took those out for Cast into the Fires, just a little bit more artifact removal, and also ways to ping off a couple 1/1s if that is what we're facing. So that's the deck list, and we're going to see how it goes right now.
All right, here we are. Unfortunately got a mulligan. No black here, so not a great hand either, but we're going to keep it. I think we're going to get rid of this. The Familiar's so good. Can't play it right now. We'll probably find black, though. I don't play a lot of Affinity, so not 100% sure. I do feel like getting rid of a Mirror Enforcer's probably wrong, but opponent on the mold of 5, playing Ponza? Not Snow-Covered Forest, so not 100% sure. We have the Indestructible land, though, so if it is Ponza, that'll help. Arbor Elf, another Utopia Sprawl. Could just be a different ramp deck. We're in MH3, so could be like Eldrazi. I'm just going to play a seat and pass, hold up this counterspell. We definitely are missing card draw and black mana. Nest Invader, so it is Eldrazi. We're going to let that resolve. Probably counter the 5-drop. These are both choosing green, so are they mono green Eldrazi? Or just like Stompy maybe? Untap, but pass. Okay. Another bridge. We're going to play that. Pass it back. They're not playing red, I assume, which has like Writhing Chrysalis, which is pretty sweet. Another Utopia Sprawl, you got it. Oh, there's red. Maybe they just really wanted 4 green before having 1 red, I don't know. And we are just drawing lands. Not great. Really want to get a Thoughtcast into Vault of Whispers and some other stuff. Would be great if we had a Mirror Enforcer. I knew I probably should have bottomed this. I got greedy. It's not the end of the game yet, but we're not in a great spot. Repurposer, that's just a 3/3. 3/3 kills us pretty quickly, but I feel like they're going to have a follow-up of a much bigger guy if I counterspell that. Ichor Wellspring isn't bad. Let's draw a card there. There's our Vault of Whispers. That gets us our Familiar, which can trade and eats a card. Pulsa Marasa, okay. 4 mana. Maybe it is the Chrysalis. Horrific Assault. I mean, I don't think I counter that, because if they just play something enormous after, well, not enormous, but it does give them a body and draw them a card, so we'll counter that. We can get back the Familiar, but with only 1 black mana, it's on a really slow clock. Play another Wellspring. There's our Vault of Whispers. That's not terrible. It's not great, though. Blood Fountain. We're going to draw a card with the blood. We're going to Thoughtcast. We're finally getting our card draw, just a little late. Taking 6. Another Repurposer. We're going to need to draw into a bunch of card draw into some free and cheap creatures. Another Thoughtcast is a good start to that. Thoughtcast. Those are some good hits. We're going to Thoughtcast again. There we go. And this is why this deck's insane, because now we have a bunch of stuff. Draw a card off the Familiar. We get another Thoughtcast. Let's play that. Sneaky Snacker and Lorien. We're going to play a bridge. Now we get to hold up Reckoners and Cast Down. They can't attack. We're going to just Reckoners this Ichor Wellspring. Doesn't give us as much life as if we Reckoners the Mirror Enforcer, but we don't want to lose that yet. Makeshift is not a bad draw. We can pick off the Arbor Elf, which makes it so that they lose a bunch of mana. Galvanic's good removal. Okay, so we're going to first play Makeshift. And they concede there. Yeah, this was going to clean up pretty much all of their creatures. We finally got to all our card draws. So they have a lot of creatures. So Cast into the Fire could be good for picking them off, or just maybe Kark Clan Shaman. I think probably just a couple of those is good. They do have the Pulse of Marasa. Is that worth the Nile Spellbind? I feel like we can just outgrind them even with that. So I feel like we just get rid of those. One land, not gonna cut it. One land again, but we have Blood Fountains. So we can turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. But if we don't draw anything, we're still dead. And we can't even get a Mirror Enforcer out. It's close, but one land is not reasonable. All right, we'll keep this. We'll pitch. Can't cast the Sneaky Snacker right now. I think we got to get rid of that and just keep the cards to quell their aggression. Utopia Sprawl. Seat's not a bad draw. Visionary. It's going to keep them up a card, but we're going to kill it. Bridge. Let's just play the Vault. This lets us Deadly Dispute if they have like an artifact destruction spell, or just cast down whatever creature they play. Nest Invader. Yeah, we'll just cast down the Repurposer. It gives them another Eldrazi spawn, but gets rid of a 3/3, which is going to be a problem. Sneaky Snacker. Okay, we're actually gonna... This is a little awkward because we wanted to play the Bridge, but we're gonna play this because it trades with the Nest Invader, and if they kill it, we can start Deadly Disputing to get it back. That's fine. We'll take 2. Arbor Elf. Another Bridge. I could just Deadly Dispute a land now. I don't like going down the land, but I actually probably do need to do that so that we can get back the Snacker and get some card draw going. Because the Snacker enters tapped, which means it's not even going to be able to block this turn, so we need to get it going for next turn. So let's do that. Let's sack the... It's tough, because I could draw a Thoughtcast or I could draw a Refurbished Familiar. Oh, but I have to tap the black, so let's just sack the Vault of Whispers. Bring back the Snacker, and we draw our Breath Weapon, which, if all they have is X2s, should clean up the game pretty nicely. They do have a Pulse of Marasa to get back their Visionary. We're going to sack a spawn instead of tapping their Arbor Elf, which is interesting. I guess they get in for 1 more damage this way. I like that they grabbed the Visionary instead of the Repurposer, though, because that dies to a Breath Weapon. Play a Bridge, and could swing, but by leaving it back, maybe they like Horrific Assault it, and we get a removal spell as well. If not, I think we just go for the Breath Weapon regardless. They just play a land and pass it back. We draw a Counterspell. We'd love to start getting our card draw and then our creatures, but Counterspell just holds them back too. Oh, okay, that's a terrifying one. Glad we have a Counterspell for it. We are going to need to draw something other than land, though. Opponent's got the Altasaur. Okay. We need something good this turn. Probably starts with a Thoughtcast. Blood Fountain is something. Blood tokening away the seat. Didn't get anything. We can crack the Fountain for 1 Sneaky Snacker and play it. That chumps for 1 turn. Doesn't even change the math on when we're dead, though. So I think we're just gonna pass. Hope we top deck something good. Yep, we're just gonna Heart of the Cards. Another Blood Fountain. I played my land because I wanted to hope we would draw out of it, which means I can't even discard to draw another card. Let's just see what would have happened. Deadly Dispute, draw 2, Gerwell Spring, and a Familiar, draw. Yep, we would have gone off. Should have definitely held that seat, I suppose. We'll go first this time. We're missing 2 colors, and yet this hand looks insane. As we get to turn 1, play a Blood Fountain. Turn 2, Familiar, Blood Fountain, Mirror Enforcer, right? We don't have a way to kill this Arbor Elf, which is unfortunate. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 artifacts, 6, 7 into this guy. I could be playing mono black Affinity and I could do that. Now we get to just start beating down. Hey, there's our 2 colors we're missing. Love to see that. Let's draw a card. Kark Clan Shaman's pretty good too. Let's attack. They're gonna chump. Play the Sprawl. Horrific Assault. Okay. Relic of Progenitus. No. That actually sucks quite a bit. Not going to be able to get that back with the Blood Fountain. Eats the Sneaky Snacker too. I could just play the Kark Clan Shaman, sacrifice 3 artifacts, kill everything. But I kind of want to get more creatures than this. I mean, I guess they only have 1 card left in hand, but I kind of just want to play the Sneaky Snacker. You know, I could have gone for discard the Sneaky Snacker to this Blood token, and then discard another card with the Blood token. That's my 3rd card. Sneaky Snacker comes back. Now, they could have popped the Relic in response, but it would have gotten rid of the Relic, which would have been nice. Oh, Colossal Dread Mask. That's very interesting. Was not expecting that. I mean, I could kill that by sacrificing 6 cards to this Kark Clan Shaman, but that's a lot of artifacts. Don't think I can afford to lose this Snacker to the Relic this turn, and I don't really want to pitch either of these to a Blood token to save it. Another Enforcer's pretty good. I probably just swing, and if they block, I could sack only 2 to kill everything. Well, 3 to kill this. If they don't block, then I get in for 6, but they get in for 6. I think that's fine. So hit them, play an Enforcer, play a Kark Clan Shaman. This is a fail-safe. If we have to sack 6 things, we can, but we can also just block here, and then sack 3. Sack that. Let's draw. Ooh, sack our blood. That went off right away. It didn't let me hold... I didn't hold priority, I guess. I thought it would just let me keep doing it. So that's stupid. I mean, we kill this, but we don't kill the repurposer. That's a little annoying. Okay, whatever. We will deadly dispute this blood token. Attack for 6. So that's a little annoying. Apparently I was supposed to hold control or whatever to hold priority, but it's not probably the end of the world because we're looking pretty good here. They're going to chump that. They can still equip here, is what they're thinking. We have a Galvanic Blast for the spawn token before they make it giant. I don't play Affinity a lot, or at all, so I didn't realize I had to hold priority on that, but that's okay. I guess the Ichor Wellspring causes a trigger, so it automatically holds priority, but the other one did not, so it did not. 2 Nest Invaders. That's a bunch of creatures, but not the end of the world. Let's just draw 2 cards here. Another Galvanic Blast. Well, I guess we're just going to Galvanic Blast them twice and hit with the Sneaky Snacker. Boom. On to the second match. Alright, round 2. We have pretty good hand, I think. Mistvault Bridge, turn 1. Turn 2, Vault, Nile Spellbomb, Familiar. Turn 3. We need like a Blood Fountain or something to be able to get the Mirror Enforcer down really quick, but this hand looks pretty good. I know in general you want a lot of card draw in the Affinity hands, so not keeping that may be to my detriment, especially when we're against the Mirror, but I don't know. The hand looked good, so I kept it. We are now at 5 artifacts. So next turn we can play a Mirror Enforcer for 2 mana, and then 1 for 1 mana, and then 1 for 0. So we can play all 3 next turn, assuming we don't lose any of our artifacts this turn, which will be pretty good, I think. Deadly Dispute the Star, play a Vault of Whispers, and play their own Familiar. That's annoying, because we lose out on a 4/4. We have 5, so we have to do this before they trade, if we want to do it at all. So let's just cast this, swing with both. A little annoying that we missed the 3rd Enforcer there, but we're still doing okay here. Cast down on one of the Enforcers. Galvanic Blast. Don't have any red for that, but we'll swing for 6. Play a Sneaky Snacker. Possible I should blow up the Spellbomb now so that if I draw a bridge that has red, I can play it, and next turn I can use it. But kind of want to wait until they have more cards in there, or like cast a Blood Fountain or something. I might just do it on the end step here. Then again, they could also have Sneaky Snackers, so maybe we want to wait till they do something with that. There's an Enforcer. Okay, that's going to slow us down a little bit. It does make me want to blow this up a little bit, but we also only have 5 artifacts. Let's keep it a turn, see what we draw. Deadly Dispute. We're going to swing with the team. Trade. We're going to Deadly Dispute a Sneaky Snacker. This will be our 3rd card drawn, so we're going to get that one right back. We're going to just play an island, play a Thoughtcast, and pass the turn. We have 2 Galvanics, which puts them dead, but we only have 1 red mana off our treasure, so we gotta find another red source and hope they don't play a Reckoner's Bargain. There's another Wellspring, that's fine. Spellbomb. Okay, that's gonna make our Snackers a little worse. Quite a bit worse, actually, if they find removal for them. There's a Cast Down, sure. Go to our turn, bridge. Let's play an Ichor Wellspring. Draws a Mirror Enforcer. Let's attack for 2. Play our bridge, play our Enforcer. I can pop my Spellbomb in order to trigger my Sneaky Snacker. That forces them to use their Spellbomb right now, because I could draw my 3rd card. I think we'll do that. It also means if I draw... Well, I already played a land. If I draw like another Deadly Dispute, then I can get... Ooh, then I can get my 2nd treasure. Oh, but I'm 1 mana short. I'm not going to be able to do it this turn, but that'll give me my 2nd treasure for the 2nd Galvanic Blast for next turn. They're going to blow up their Spellbomb in response, understandably, when you draw your 3rd card in a turn. So there's no way for me to draw more cards now to respond, because I've already drawn my 3rd card. Even if I draw my 4th and 5th, the Deadly Dispute's not going to work, unfortunately. We'll let it go. They have a Kark Clan Shaman. That can kill the Enforcer, but can't kill the Snacker because it's got flying. Looks like they're going to go for it. After they do all of this, I could Deadly Dispute the Mirror Enforcer, but we have to use a treasure to do that. I'd rather save the treasure for the Galvanic Blast and then use the Deadly Dispute on our Ichor Wellspring. So we're just going to do that, or maybe even on our Snacker. They got all that, and they got a Reckoner's Bargain. That only gains them 1, though, so I'm okay with it. Doesn't put them out of Galvanic Blast range. Does make it so Snacker plus 1 Galvanic doesn't kill them. Another Wellspring. And a Blood Fount. Alright, tapped out. I think we got it then. Let's Deadly Dispute this Ichor Wellspring. Thoughtcast. Attack for 2, and throw a couple Galvanics at them. Boom. Game 1 got there. I figured we'd go up against a lot of Affinity, so I have Gorilla Shamans and Cast into the Fires. They have the Familiars, but I didn't see any of the Snackers. It seemed like they kind of just are playing Grixis Affinity before MH3, jamming in the Familiars for the Frogmites. So, do I need a Breath Weapon? Probably not. If I have the Snackers and they don't, I probably have more creatures than they do, so I think that's fine. We want the Spell Bombs for their graveyard, of course. They're going to have a bunch of Spell Bombs, so maybe we take out like one of the fountains. Snackers, we can kind of still get around them a little bit sometimes, so I think we'll leave them. They're also just good aggressive creatures. Maybe with all of these, we don't need the cast downs. I don't really know if we need to bring in any of the blasts. It feels like they're so split between 3 colors. I mean, look at us. We have blasts hit our counterspells, our card draws, and our snackers. That's only 12 cards in the whole deck. The blue blast hit only 3 before we pull these in, so yeah, I think we're fine. Here is that card draw we were talking about. I think this is a fine hand. It doesn't really do anything except draw cards, but that's kind of where we want to be, I believe. Get down a bridge and pass. Next turn we get to play land, Blood Fountain, Thoughtcast. Spellbomb's going to be a nuisance, but that's okay. Thoughtcast off the star. Wellspring's good. Play a Blood Fountain, Thoughtcast. Pass. They're on mono black and lost their star for that Thoughtcast, so that's pretty good for us, I think. Enforcer. I think we just start drawing cards. So Thoughtcast, Familiar. They discard. I can play an Enforcer if I just want to cast it for 1, but that seems like a waste of a mana, especially when we can Galvanic this when they don't have Deadly Dispute or Bargain up. Oh, they do have Snackers. We just didn't see them game 1. Interestingly, they're going to use the Blood token on my turn. If they'd saved that for their turn, they could use the Blood and the Spell Bomb to draw enough cards to get the Snackers back. But if they just have a Bargain, they can do that either way, so that works. Found red. Yep, deployed a lot of guys. You have 6, so Ichor Wellspring will put us to Enforcer. Let's cast that. We want to start using these blood tokens to find some more interaction. We're currently out. They have more creatures and better creatures. So I think if we block, though, they just sack a Blood Fountain, get them both back. They don't want to get the Snacker back. Oh, they have another Mirror Enforcer in the grave. They get both of those back. That's pretty brutal. Well, I think we're going to have to do that anyway. Yeah, blocking here, they're going to get both Mirror Enforcers back. It's possible I should just not block that one then. Wait till I can get a Spell Bomb, maybe. That'd probably be better. Munitions. That's not great right now. Enforcer's good. Crack a Blood Fountain to get my own Enforcer and my Familiar back. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Let's cast that. Oh, they do have the Spell Bomb up. They don't get to draw a card off of it, but they get both of these gone. So that's pretty brutal, actually. I might as well do it now so that my Enforcer here is going to survive and they don't get a card draw. Yeah, it's not great. I think we gotta go for it. And we'll use this blood token now just in case we draw another Mirror Enforcer. Now, of course, we do the Snacker, which we'd prefer to have pitched. There's the Enforcer, one under what we wanted. So we can play this makeshift. They have a negate. We did want that, but we'll play a Snacker. They have a Pyroblast as well. That's interesting. Well, we'll get it back next turn. Let's see. If I block, they can sack their Blood Fountain, get 2 of them back. So yeah, they get 2 of them back. They play 1 for 1, and they play the other for free. We can also use our Blood Fountain to get 2 of them back and do the same, which we're probably going to have to do just to block and survive. Alternatively, I could draw 3, but then I'm out of mana. That's not going to do anything, so let's just not die here. 2 of them back, play our bridge, play 2 Enforcers out. We're a little behind, but hopefully this Lorien Revealed can boost us ahead a little bit. Assuming they don't have a counter spell, but we're going to go for it. They do have another Red Blast. Well, we're going to play this Spell Bomb, which is nice. That keeps them from Blood Fountaining to get their guys back. We do need to find a removal spell or a flyer of our own for this Snacker. That's not terrible. We're going to have 7 even if we sack this, so we're going to sack it to draw a card. Reckoner's Bargain's pretty good, so let's cast the Mirror Enforcer first. Then we're going to Reckoner's Bargain, the Ichor Wellspring, to gain 2. This is also going to bring back our Sneaky Snacker. Get a Familiar, that's pretty good. Make them pitch a card. Play a bridge and pass. That was a great turn. They have a Wellspring and a bridge. Looks like they're running out of gas. Let's see, if we take this, we're at 6, but we can hit them back for 8. We have a faster clock, but it gets dangerous if they have a Galvanic Blast. And if we trade, they probably can just draw another card and get it right back. We're going to take it. Depending on what we draw, we might leave our Snacker back to block because we don't want to die to a Galvanic Blast. Thoughtcast is great. Reckoner's Bargain makes this
a lot better. Also, this Gorilla Shaman's about to be insane. So let's play that and start eating all of their lands. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to swing with just these two. The way we lose here, after we just did all that, is we attack with everything. We take 2 off the snacker. They Galvanic Blast. We Reckoner's Bargain. In response, they have another Galvanic Blast. So I'm going to avoid that because we're now so far ahead since they lost all of them. And we got there. This is why I love Gorilla Shaman. In a match like this, even on turn 11, just absolutely insane. All right, this hand looks unexciting, but I think it's going to be fine. We have card draw, we have Spellbomb if we're against the Mirror or just any graveyard deck. Bridge makes it look like the Mirror. We're going to play out the Spellbomb. Another Bridge. Slow start for them. I like that. I can play Seat. We only have 1 black mana. Makes me kind of want to do the Familiar now, but that's less mana efficient. I can just play the Ichor Wellspring, and next turn I could Deadly Dispute the Wellspring, and that'll give us our 2nd black mana if we want to then Familiar. This is also a little bit slower, but they have a slow start, it looks like, so I'm okay with it. Seat of the Synod and nothing. Okay, that's really slow. We're going to Thoughtcast. See if it eats a counterspell. It does. Just a full cast Metallic Rebuke. Or actually, no, sorry, they improvised it with the bridges. That's fine. Deadly Dispute, and then, because we just want to keep drawing cards. Deadly Dispute, our Wellspring, get our Ancestral going, and then now we have 2 black mana. Yeah. We're going to play this Familiar, take away a card from them, get an Enforcer, love that, especially with our Spellbomb. Vault of Whispers, Thoughtcast, Ichor Wellspring. All right, they're drawing cards now, but they're a little behind already. We do need a little bit more card draw, though. Ooh, perfect. That's exactly what I want. We'll start with a swing for 2, play out our Vault, play a Blood Fountain. They don't have a Metallic Rebuke up, so we're just going to Deadly Dispute this blood token right now, keep drawing cards, and pass it on back. We have the same number of cards in hand, but our board is already looking way better than theirs, so we are soaring ahead for that reason. There is an Enforcer. We can Galvanic Blast that. Nice. Let's Thoughtcast. By Galvanic, they might have a Reckoner's Bargain, so I think I'm going to wait till their turn to do that. Let's swing for 2. I think we're going to play a Mirror Enforcer, play a Bridge, and play this Makeshift Munitions. Yeah, let's do that. And another Blood Fountain. This is insane. They have a Deadly Dispute on the Wellspring. Do I want to Galvanic this now? Kind of tempting. Yeah, let's just go for it. Might be able to get it while they don't have a Reckoner's or another Deadly Dispute. We still have the Spellbomb to blow up their graveyard in case they get a Blood Fountain, and this makes it so that our Mirror Enforcer can connect, hopefully. Obviously, they can have plenty of other creatures. They have been off red for a while. I think that's part of their issue. Yep. They have a Galvanic Blast for our creatures. Wellspring, Spellbomb. Okay. They're going to make it hard to get our creatures back. Let's kick things off with a Thoughtcast, Deadly Dispute a Blood Token, swing for 2. Furnace, play a Spellbomb, pass back to them. We have a ton of utility going on now. We could blow up their graveyard twice, Makeshift Munitions for any creatures or artifacts that get destroyed. We have Reckoner's Bargain to draw cards, so we're sitting in a pretty good spot, I think. Deadly Dispute their Wellspring. They have a Sneaky Snacker and a Blood Fountain. Already played a land, though, I believe. Yeah, they played Vault of Whispers, so they can't get another mana without me having a response. Let's Makeshift Munitions, hit their Snacker with our Treasure. They've also already drawn 3 cards this turn, so there's no way they're going to be able to get it back with a Deadly Dispute. So let's just Spellbomb them. While they don't have the mana for Blood Fountain, they can't get the Snacker back. We can hit a bunch of their stuff. They're going to discard to the Blood, crack their own Spellbomb. I don't know if they think they're drawing their 3rd card here so that they can get the Snacker back, but they do get our graveyard, which is a nuisance for sure. Draw our card and go to our turn. Let's swing for 2. Our opponent asking why they didn't get their Snacker back. I was just explaining they already drew their 3rd card. They're at 12. Let's see, I can Galvanic Blast them to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could put them to 2, so I'm just short of killing them. So we have 2 Blood Fountains and no creatures in the graveyard, so we're actually going to bargain one of them away. I was doing that in case I drew my other Galvanic. I could kill them. Well, I guess I'd still be 1 short, but that's okay. Play an island, so I have this counterspell up and pass it back to them, I think. Another Snacker, that's fine. Bridge, another Snacker. Not too worried about those guys. Let's Galvanic Blast them. And they concede. They know we have the Makeshift, and we have a million cards to sacrifice, so we got there. I was going to play around a Reckoner's Bargain because they could gain, I think 2 was the most they could gain in instant speed, but yeah, I would have played around that a little bit, but they just saw the writing on the wall. So again, we get to bring in our Cast into the Fires and our Gorilla Shamans. This deck doesn't look any different than the last one, so I don't think I really care about bringing in like blasts and stuff. Take out the Breath Weapon, 1 Blood Fountain, And the cast downs, I think, is what we did before. Just reevaluate, make sure that's what I want to do. I think that's still good. We want all our card draw. I like the counter spells. We like all our creatures. And Cast Into the Fire is pretty much cast down and a little better. No, it doesn't kill a Sneaky Snacker. Well, actually it does, because it's 1 toughness. So yeah, this can kill a Sneaky Snacker or exile the other creatures we're worried about. So yeah, I think this is strictly better. Ooh, this hand looks bad. We only have a little bit of card draw. We don't actually have anything we want to sacrifice. It's just a ton of lands. So we're going to mulligan that. This looks way better. We have a little removal, card draw. We have Gorilla Shaman if they happen to play a lot of lands that are not indestructible. We can also Cast Into the Fire one of their indestructible lands. So this makes me almost want to get greedy and ban the Ichor Wellspring. So we have enough mana to do all of this. So yeah, let's do that. I mean, if I can blow up like 2 Mirrodin lands and an indestructible land, like we're going to be sitting pretty, I think. Great Furnace, okay. Depending on what they do here, I might just Cast Into the Fire their bridge to set them back. Yeah, Ichor Wellspring, we're just going to exile their land. This is going to set them back, but it also means that it's going to be easier for me to blow up this land with the Gorilla Shaman. If they play another Mirrodin land, we're just going to be so far ahead. They played a bridge, a little annoying, but that's okay. We still get to play our Shaman, blow up their Vault of Whispers, Refurbished Familiar. They had their own Gorilla Shaman. No red mana, though. We're at 4 artifacts. Let's play a Wellspring. That's 5, 6 with the bridge. Play a Mirror Enforcer, attack for 3, and pass. The Grixis Affinity deck is so much about churning through your deck, drawing a ton of cards, and to do that you need to have mana, obviously. So cutting off even just 1 or 2 of their lands is really important, and that's why I wanted to add even more artifact removal spells in the sideboard for exactly this reason. They do have a cast down, slow the bleeding a little bit. They don't have another land. We got a Spell Bomb. Let's attack for 3 and just play out our hands. Spellbomb we can activate and draw a card if we want. We can makeshift munitions with the Ichor Wellspring, draw a card. They do have a Reckoner's Bargain. I was 1 mana off 5 because I had that tap land at this turn. If I had 5 mana, I might have just blown up their Ichor Wellspring so that they wouldn't have fodder to draw with. Ooh, looks like they might not have a land anyway. We're going to try to be mana efficient here, sack our Wellspring to draw a card, ping them for 1, draw a Lorien Revealed, that's not bad, and a Familiar. Familiar doesn't draw us a card, but it does make our clock faster, but it makes it so we can't play this Lorien Revealed. So it's a little awkward. I'm going to Spellbomb them now to try to draw a card to see if I can do something else with this turn. That's okay. We just drew a bridge, so we'll play that, play a Familiar, eat a card from them. I guess we should have eaten before we Spellbomb. That was a little silly sequencing there, but we'll swing and pass. It was a lot less mana efficient, but we have a slightly faster clock, which is what is important to me right now, so I think it's okay. They did just have a Mirrodin land, so we're going to try to blow that up. They probably have a Deadly Dispute for it, but that's okay. We're then going to try to blow up the treasure. We're going to draw 3 cards, attack with the team, and we got there. Oof, this hand is close. If we just had a black source, I think I'd keep it. There's not quite enough card draw, and we really don't have anything to play. A Spellbomb doesn't do anything, so we're going to mulligan. This is a little awkward, because we don't have that much card draw or proactivity, but we're going to keep it. We're going to get rid of one of these counter spells, because we need all of our artifacts. Island for opponent. We're just going to start with a bridge, pass it back. Another island. We're going to play a Spellbomb and a bridge, and pass. Blighted Agent. Not what I was expecting. Immediately after MH3 is mono blue infect. Could be Simic, but right now I'm seeing mono blue. All right, we're going to play a 4th artifact, which means we get our Thought Cast. And then I think we hold up Counterspell in case they maybe try to kill us this next turn because I'm scared of Infect. I know there's that dinosaur card from Ixalan that makes it a 4/3. So that could be good. Let's see how much damage we're going to try to make us take. Relic's Roar. Yep, that makes it a 4/3. I think we're just going to let that go through. Take 4. I don't expect their graveyard is that relevant, and we just need to draw removal. So we're going to pop the Spellbomb. This does make our artifact count go down, which sucks, but we just got to find a Galvanic Blast or Cast Down or something pretty quick here. We can just play a Sneaky Snacker and then hold up Counterspell, I guess. Might have a quick death here without removal. They are Simic, okay, so that's why they had a bit of a slow start. Yeah, so Relic's Roar, I'm going to counter that. They probably have a Spell Pierce or something and we're just dead, but that's okay. Relic's Roar makes it so it's a 4/3, but it also becomes an artifact and a dinosaur. That means Embiggen makes this +6/+6, which would mean it would be a one-shot kill. So this is kind of a sweet deck. They just need like a Mutagenic here and we're dead. dead. They don't have it, so we're at 8. We have a couple more turns to try to find a removal spell. A couple more, maybe just the one. We're going to swing for 2. Deadly Dispute the Snacker, which will bring it right back. Well, we can play a bunch of Enforcers. We might as well. The first one costs 1, and then they cost 0. Currently, we need a removal spell to kill them. So I'm going to stop in their upkeep. Deadly Dispute the Snacker. See if we get a cast down or a Galvanic Blast. They have a Snakeskin Veil in response. That means we die, because that's 2 damage. Breath Weapon. We're 1 mana off. That's annoying. Yeah, GG. So, against Infect, we want every way to deal damage to a creature. So we're going to put all of those in. They're red-blue as well, so I think we want all of these blasts. We win if we just kill their creature. So we don't need anything like Sneaky Snacker. That's pretty irrelevant. We don't need Spell Bombs. Familiars aren't terrible because it still takes a card away from them, but like we don't need a Lorien Revealed. Do I even want a Negate? I guess that instead of like these bargains. I mean, we want card draw. I don't want to lose all of those, but like I think the Wellsprings, Thoughtcast, Deadly Disputes will be fine enough. We have a lot of removal. We just need to find it. So Breath Weapon and some card draw. Breath Weapon gets countered. We're in a bad spot, but I think we give it a try. Play a bridge and pass. Just an island for them. That's nice. No Glister Elf. We're going to play an Ichor Wellspring. They may have a Spell Pierce or something. Nope. Ash Barrens. Great Furnace is pretty good. That lets us Breath Weapon next turn if we want. To Glamour. That hurt a little bit. We got to play a bridge because we don't have any black mana. I mean, if they're not advancing their game plan, we're okay, but, you know, still hurts to lose a land for sure. Who would do such a thing? To remove an opponent's land? That is disgusting. Okay, Blighted Agent. We got a cast down, so I could Deadly Dispute into cast down, or I could just Breath Weapon. Kind of want to save Breath Weapon for when they, like, try to Snakeskin Veil or something. And we do want to draw cards, so yeah, let's Deadly Dispute here. Got our Negate, cast into the fire, Pyroblast. Could just Pyroblast, keep our treasure. That feels a little better. Yeah, let's do that. Destroy the blue Blighted Agent, pass it back to them. Now we still have 3 removal spells. That's pretty good. They're gonna pass. Looked like they wanted to play something, but didn't. We have a Familiar, make them discard a card, a Ram through. Play a bridge and pass back to them. They have an Augury. That's fine. Good to know they have some Proliferate in there, though. Even more important that we keep ourselves from getting even a single poison counter. They did find their 3rd land, so there's a Blighted Agent. And they're going to have a Snakeskin Veil. I could just cast into the fire now and then cast down on our turn. I think that's probably fine. There's the Snakeskin. Cast it down. Play a Blood Fountain. Bridge and hit them for 2. Cycle and Ash Barrens. There's an Ichor Clawmer. Gonna blood token away this bridge into another bridge. Mirror Enforcer. No creatures in the grave. Let's play the Enforcer. Let's just pass. Rancor. I'm gonna try to kill the Rancor by Breath Weaponing right now. Relic's Roar. If they have something else, I might die here, but I'm gonna try to negate the Relic's Roar. They have another one. Well, these still trade. Unless he has something to give +2/+2. It shouldn't be too hard for them. Embiggen, they have that, which means I die. To Infect. I guess the way you beat Grixis Affinity is just Infect. Alright, on the play, round 5 here, we got so many good cards, unfortunately. Only 1 land, not even the right color. This is better, not great. We'll keep it. In the dark, not really sure which of these red spells I should keep. Guess we're going to keep the Breath Weapon, just in case we go up against Mono Red or anything like that. More than likely, we'll go up against another Grixis deck, and we'd probably prefer the Galvanic Blast, but that's okay. Opponent on a mull to 5, though. Play a bridge and pass it back. Bridge as well. Play out a Sneaky Snacker. And they are mimicking us. Ooh, that's a good draw. We'll play a Familiar, make them discard a card. Then we get to Thoughtcast, because now we have 4 artifacts. Oh, God. This is broken as hell. We'll attack with the Snacker, hit for 2, and we'll play another Familiar and pass to them. Did I say they were on a mull to 5? Apparently they're on a mull to 3. We'll just take that. If they go Mountain Breath Weapon, it's fine for them, but I'm okay. I think they're just sacking this. Yeah, Deadly Dispute. And they got it for 2 free damage, which is nice. Makeshift Munitions is pretty good here for them. Gonna attack for 6. Do our own Deadly Dispute on our Sneaky Snacker. Get it right back. Swamp. That puts us at 7. We'll play this Mirror Enforcer. And we'll just pass with this counterspell up, I think. Probably just gonna save their mana to start throwing lands at our guys, but that's also okay, I think. Ooh, Blood Fountain's pretty good too. Swing with the team, chump here so that they can throw it over at one of these guys. We're gonna play a Blood Fountain and another Snacker. Alright, they scooped it up. They were way behind. I mean, their mull to 5 is brutal, and then 2 familiars is insane. All right, just like usual, we get 2 shamans, 2 cast into the fires. I honestly think that we should play a couple more of these in this deck right now, because everybody's playing Affinity. We've played against 3 Affinity lists, I think. I feel like maybe 6 artifact removal spells would be great for the sideboard. But anyway, we're going to get rid of a Blood Fountain, Breath Weapon, and 2 cast downs, just like before. I'm liking that. I think it's working just fine. Ooh, that is a ton of card draw. Turn 1, we can cycle the Lorien for an island, and then Ichor Wellspring. It's a slow start, but the Thawcasts are going to speed us up. We do need to get a couple more artifacts. I think we're going to try it. It's a little sketchy. Opponent with bad luck, Mold of 5 again. But our hand's not the best. It's possible that they have a good shot here. Blood Fountain on turn 1. We draw a bridge. That's actually pretty amazing for us. Gives us our black, and it makes it so we don't have to cycle this yet. Gives us another artifact for our Thoughtcasts. That's a pretty good draw. Another artifact land's also good. Alright, Ichor Wellspring. They're going to pitch a Snacker to the Blood, and we drew a Myr Enforcer. That's going to be pretty good. They're going to Deadly Dispute their Blood Fountain, get back that Snacker, and play a bridge. We have Vault of Whispers, Thoughtcast. Can Thoughtcast, but we might actually have to pitch cards if we do that and don't draw like a Blood Fountain. We get Ichor Wellspring. We're still going to have to pitch a card though. I think we're just going to take it a little slow, play a Snacker. Next turn, we'll be able to start playing Enforcers, I think. And we're going to try to trade. They're probably going to Deadly Dispute here, or just Deadly Dispute their treasure and get it back anyway. Yeah, Thoughtcast, that's fine. We're going to do the same. So no big deal. Blood Fountain for them as well. And an Enforcer. All right. They're jumping back from this mulligan for sure. Blood Fountain's pretty good for us. So that's going to put us at 7 artifacts pretty quick. So let's Thoughtcast. Get back our Snacker. Cast into the Fire is pretty good. Ichor Wellspring. Play a, not a bridge, because that would mean we can't play our Enforcers. Play a Vault of Whispers, Blood Fountain, couple of these 4/4s. We do want to find red. That'll let us cast into the fire, probably get rid of maybe their Enforcer, maybe their Blood Fountain, maybe their Blue Source. All right, they're swinging, and we each have a Blood Fountain. I think we can just trade one. I think that's fine. Right now, they only have 1 creature in their graveyard to get back, so maybe we can like exile their Blood Fountain. They're forced to use it on just 1. That's probably not good. We'll probably just use it on the Myr Enforcer when it comes back. We found our red source. Maybe just hold up Counterspell here. Well, we're gonna swing for 6. Actually, don't have a lot going on here. I think maybe I will discard the Snacker to the Blood token. Puts another creature in our grave, but also we'll probably just get it back when we draw another card. This opens it up. If we can draw like a Deadly Dispute or something, we can do that with the Wellspring. Yeah, let's play the Spell Bomb. This might force them to Blood Fountain this guy back now, or they'll just negate it. I could Counterspell back. I don't hate that. Yeah, let's do that actually. This makes it so that their Enforcer can't come back, and makes it so that their Snacker is a little more awkward if they want to Deadly Dispute it to try to pull ahead. We are still quite a bit ahead of them, so they're going to do that, which means that they can Blood Fountain them in response. So if I do that, they're going to pop it. Can't play either of them this turn, though, so I get in for another 6. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. It's more of a tempo play here. Just makes it so that they put them both in their hand, and we can't draw a card off of it. So, like, there's a cost here, but if they just want to exile them, too, I'm okay with that. Play another one. Play a Familiar. Okay. We got a bridge to pitch to that. We're going to Thoughtcast. Brings back our Snacker. Deadly Dispute's a good draw. Let's swing with the team. They're going to trade and jump. I can cast into the fire their Blood Fountain, which means they can't get their guys back. Or I can Makeshift Munitions. I don't need to Makeshift this turn, though. Yeah, let's just cast this now and then pass. I also can Deadly Dispute an Ichor Wellspring to draw 3 cards on their turn, which means I can get back the Snacker. They're going to Deadly Dispute a land, get back their Snacker, play another Familiar. Kind of like the cards in my hand, so we're going to Deadly Dispute here so we get some fodder to pitch. Bring back our Snacker, and then we get to discard something. They actually don't have any Mirrodin lands, so I think I could just get rid of the Shaman. I could get rid of their treasures with it, which I don't hate. But I think everything else gives us better value, so we'll get rid of it. They have an Enforcer. We're going to take the last card from their hand, or at least find out what it is. It's a bridge. We're going to swing with the team, force some blocks, play a land. We're going to bring back a couple 4/4s, play those, play a Blood Fountain, and pass the turn. And we got there 4-1, losing to Infect, which, you know, we wanted to get the trophy there, but losing to Infect, you know, not the worst thing ever. I like Infect existing in the world. So yeah, first time playing Affinity. I know it was already insane, but now the Familiar and the Snacker are both busted 2-1 flyers, and I'm pretty scared for anyone trying to not play Affinity in the next couple of weeks. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.